Hey everyone, welcome to Neecie's Journey to Better Health. Thanks for stopping by. I have been very erratic with shooting. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing like ha ha ha. I'm laughing like, oh God, yeah, it's just been hard. It's been hard to find the time to shoot. I've been very busy, which is great. You know, I was isolated because of COVID. I was isolated prior to COVID because of caring for my mom. I was isolated, you know, while I was watching my mom, and that all kind of erupted. And here I am. And I'm out and I'm in life. And what I'm finding is other people aren't caught up yet. A lot of people still want to be in their little isolation mode and not out in the world. And I'm trying to understand that and be patient with that. I want people to be going out with me and, you know, doing all the fun things that I'm doing, you know, roller skating every Sunday. And I got new roller skates. I don't know if I told you all that. They're awesome. Really, really good ones. And so roller skating but just being out, building a snowman. We had a massive storm, which for you watching, you may have gotten hit too. But I didn't get to do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do, and now the temps are jumping up again. It's been a weird winter, but next winter, I'm not screwing around. If it's been cold enough for ice to be on the ground, I don't care if it's December, because what I found was our January was so warm this year. It was warm and then it was cold. It just was all over. Stuff was melting. They actually had to shut down some of our winter events early, which is kind of unheard of. And so, next year is going to be about grabbing the opportunity when the opportunity is there. I do not want to be one of these, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then have all these reasons and excuses not to do them. Now, this year, I didn't know what was coming weather-wise. Next year, I know, hey, plan it. If it's temperate for whatever I plan, go do it. No excuses. Even if I go by myself, I might look like some fucking weirdo going tubing by myself, I don't think ice skating or roller skating by myself are so weird, but like, you know, whatever events I go to, and I'm going to do them by myself if I have to. I am so sick. I can't sit around anymore. When I do, I get angry, and it's not that old anger that, you know, I've worked so hard to say goodbye to. It's this anger at like just being still and bored, and it's good to be still sometimes. It's good to be in solitude. It's good to meditate. It's good to have those times, and I'm down there for it, you know. I've got that. I got that one nailed. That's a skill I have. But what I'm saying is, like, the depression that happened because of that, I've never experienced that kind of depression and sadness. And I didn't even know how much I missed people until I started seeing them. I didn't know how much I missed being in the world until I went back into it. And it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So when I have downtime, I'm like, gee. And I'm not keeping myself too busy. I'm allowing myself to feel things. Let's talk about that quickly. Still in therapy. I am still writing what I call the death letters. And they're not actual letters. I'm writing it in a journal, but I write it there are significant deaths that have happened in my life. I went back to the beginning, and boy, I cry. Oh, I cry a lot. And it's hard, but I am feeling things. And I have always, people would tell you, I can't believe you say that you don't feel things. You cry all the time. You're so emotional. That is a reaction. It's a reaction like my anger used to be a reaction. So the tears that are coming now are me finally feeling these things. Yes, reliving them a little bit. Feeling them and understanding when someone passed, like, what it is exactly I miss about them. What was hard with the loss of them that I stuffed and didn't process, partly because I'm not a good processor because feelings hurt, right? I learned that when I was really, really young. But also because I have ADHD and I fucking plow through life like dun 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 dun. And so, but it's good. I'm okay. And I think the really important part with that is like, don't isolate. If you're going to go to therapy, don't go home and sit on your fucking ass alone. Even if you don't talk to people about what you're experiencing in therapy, like, be with people. Let them love you. That's a big one for me, is letting people love me. I always try to destroy it and sabotage it. I don't anymore, but I also have learned, and this one's been hard, there are people in my life who I love more than anything, but you know what? They're not on the same page. They don't get it. And it's okay. It doesn't mean I'm not going to love them. It just means like, I don't know. I've just seen so much, and it's not a judgment because I, in the past, have been a very judgmental person. But when you allow yourself, like with the ADHD, like I have really spent years meditating, and it's finally starting to create a calmness in me that where I can really start to assess like my current relationships and what's good about them, what's lacking, and no relationship is perfect. So it's not judgment, but you know, all of a sudden there's these things coming up and I'm like, I didn't even know I felt that way, you know, about a person's decisions or choices or my interactions with them or just the dynamic of our relationship or maybe there's someone who promised things, you know, over and over and over and then never come through. There's always like a cancellation or like a excuse why, you know, the promise can't be kept. And when you look back, like I can see patterns now and I can see where my disappointment in that is. And it's human nature, right? Like you pull back from that because that's not okay. And I don't do that to people and I don't want people to do that to me, you know? When someone tells me, when someone makes plans with me, like I look forward to that, especially now, you know, especially now, especially coming out of what, you know, I went through caring for my mom. And I make that sound like, oh, it was this huge burden on my back. I'm going to be honest with you. It felt like it at the time. Looking back now, having come through it, like there's still a couple things I'm upset about and that I'm processing in therapy. But like everyone said this and it was true and it is true. I will never, ever regret the time I had with my mom and that I was the one who did all this, you know, because Denise has not been very responsible in her lifetime. We all know this. But so for me, you know, I don't regret that time. And other people go through worse things and they do more. And so I don't want to make it sound like, oh, look what I did. For me personally, it was a lot and it was a lot to come through. And so coming out of that, like, there were things like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and blah, blah, blah. And then they didn't happen. And then you look back and I realized there's kind of a lot of that with this person or that person, you know, kind of a lot of, yeah. And then no. And so this part of the reason I think it was crushing is because that was on top of everything I was going through at the tail end of, you know, caring for my mom. So things change, friendships change, relationships change, people change. That's okay. That's all right. You know, I am trying now, like, to love all my people. And the thing about friendship too, though, is, right, you might have one person kind of at arm's length that you love them more than anything, but they're kind of at arm's length for now. There may come a time in my life where they come back in and like, oh, you know, it's huge again. I just am trying to focus on the people who I need to be around people physically. I need them here. And so I'm really, really focusing on that. And I'll tell you what I've learned about myself is there's a tendency to want to like crawl back inside and say, oh, I have to cancel. I can't do that. And I haven't been. And I've ended up enjoying myself. My birthday week was amazing, seeing people and doing stuff. And it was the perfect balance that week, right? Of time alone and time with people. It was so good. And now I'm back to work and it's like, well, sorry, I'm trying to, why do I wear lipstick for these damn videos? It's like an OCD thing. I can't stand it when it feels slimy. Anyway, yeah. I have, one of my goals is weight loss. I want to address that because I know a lot of people don't watch for necessarily the mental health shit. They watch for, oh, is she losing weight? I do want to put more focus on what I'm eating, how I'm eating, what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. Because all these things I'm doing are affecting me physically in a fucking positive way. Like, it's crazy. I had gained weight though. I had gotten back up to 202. I'm 198. So I've lost 4 pounds. That started last week. So I lost 4 pounds in a week. I know that's a lot. I'm not setting goals or intentions. I'm doing what I'm doing. And hopefully there's weight loss every week, but like no more goals, because the minute I set goals, I set myself up for failure. I already know that about myself. I'm going to let the universe determine this. I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to put the intention out there and it's going to manifest how it manifests. And I'm going to trust that. Trust the process. So that's great. All the other stuff, I've got that list, that Niece's Many Musings list, and they'll come. You know, I'm still only going to do one Niece's Many Musings a week, but we'll hit some of the hard topics there. I hate doing them and then crying and then having other videos to shoot for the week and like my makeup's ruined, and so maybe I'll just do I'll do a series on Niece's Many Musings called the Horrendous series, sub-series. Meaning I'm going to look horrendous because no makeup, crying my eyes out, talking about the hard stuff. We don't want that in every frickin' video I do, right? I don't. You guys, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Things are moving forward, and I feel like it's a train that at first, you know, and now it's going. Pretty soon we're going to be. Yay! Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate your views. You guys, if you would like this video, if you would subscribe to my channel, join me on the journey, I would love that. I would. I'd be so grateful to have you here. Please feel free to comment. I do have a low, you know, subscriber number. And so right now I monitor comments. They have to be approved by me, so that hopefully will avoid bots and mean comments. I'm very protective of my subscribers. So if you write something and someone comes at you like, don't worry, I got your back, I will not let that happen. This is not a channel for drama, and never will be. So thanks, you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.